everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Prolific Podcast, episode 3, right? 100%. Coming in, I do ask that you like the video, comment on it, your thoughts on the NBA free agency so far. That's what we're going to be getting into today. As of right now, I'm recording this Sunday morning. Official NBA free agency does not start until 6 p.m. today. So the thoughts that I'm going to be giving are leading up until Sunday morning before the official start of free agency. Like I said, I do ask that you like the video. It does help it get out there and bring more people in to the mix. I would appreciate that. Thing that I want to get into, because your boy is a Lakers fan. We're going to get into the Lakers and the moves that they have been making so far. If you follow the league at all, we haven't covered this yet, but clearly, as you may know, we have acquired Anthony Davis officially for Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and a plethora of picks, including the 4th pick for this previous NBA draft, which went as expected, by the way. Zion went number 1, John Morant went number 2, and RJ Barrett went number 3. Lakers had number 4. I believe the Pelicans traded that pick to the Hawks. Could be wrong on that. But we're not here to discuss the NBA draft. We're here to discuss NBA free agency. So we did get Anthony Davis. I feel like there's two sides of Lakers fans, right? When it comes to this trade, you have the one side of the Laker fan base that wanted to keep the young core intact, wanted them to grow, and seen the potential and the upside, which I can see from their perspective, right? Lonzo Ball was great defender, great passer, great rebounder, court vision. He had a few downsides though, as opposed to shooting 40% from the free throw line, and he's injury prone, same as Brandon Ingram. He had a good upside, create his own shot. He could, good defender as well. He was pretty bad from the free throw line as well, and he was little with a blood clot. But I did like our core a lot. I really did like those two guys. Josh Hart was an okay piece as well. But I mean, once LeBron James signed with the Lakers, it's a championship now, so we don't really have time to wait for the young guys to grow and to come into their own, especially with LeBron in his 16th, 17th plus year with the Lakers. So getting a safe to say top 10 player in Anthony Davis, puts the Lakers in contention for a title right away, which is good, because I'm tired of missing my Lakers missing the playoffs the last 6-7 years. It's not the same for me. So we do have Anthony Davis. We were able to keep Kyle Kuzma, which I think he fits with LeBron the best out of the young core that we had. So that's a somewhat of a bright side to that. We was able to keep Kyle Kuzma. So right now, I think those are the only 3 players though that we have under contract, and we do. Anthony Davis, he did agree to waive his $4 million bonus trade. So now we have around $32 million in cap space. We do have the ability to sign another max player, but kind of at a crossroads here too, because I feel like there's been talks and there's been reports that Kawhi Leonard's meeting with the Lakers, and we're interested in D'Angelo Russell and bringing him back. It's like you don't turn down Kawhi Leonard, right? You know, if he wants to come, you take him. You got Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. It's a wrap for the NBA. Me as a basketball fan, I don't want that because I do feel like it'll be too easy. Me as a Lakers fan, I do kind of want that because I do want us to win championships. But then me also as a Lakers fan, I do want good pieces around two guys that we have now in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And I feel like if things were to go the right way and we were to sign Kawhi Leonard, like who are we gonna fill around those 3 or 4? I forget about Kyle Kuzma. We gotta put some respect on Kyle Kuzma's name, but who are we gonna, sign for them? A bunch of veteran minimums. So I don't know. I do, like I said, if you get a guy like Kawhi Leonard, you got to take it, right? And you'll deal with other problems as they come, but you don't turn down somebody like Kawhi Leonard. Like I said, we are in talks with D'Angelo Russell as well. I don't know how he would fit with LeBron and AD because he is growing. He is an all-star, and so he's gonna want his touches. I'm assuming that LeBron's gonna play on the ball a lot as he has his whole career. I don't know how D'Angelo Russell's gonna do playing off the ball. He needs the ball in his hand. He needs, to be in pick and rolls to work his magic iso ball. So, him, LeBron, and AD, I don't know how well that's gonna work. I do like D'Angelo Russell as a basketball player though. But I don't think that he would be, a good fit. I would rather get, some key pieces for sure as opposed to D'Angelo Russell. Me personally, I would turn down D'Angelo Russell and get some key pieces to go around LeBron and AD, especially with, Kevin Durant not playing this year, due to his unfortunate Achilles injury. I think that you'll be able to get away with, 2 all-stars / superstars as your, main guys, as opposed to 3 or 4 like Golden State has. Excuse me, Kevin Durant made them unbeatable. And so the fact that he's not there and Klay Thompson's going to be out as well, I think that you can get away with just LeBron and AD and some good pieces around with that. Especially if, like I said, if D'Angelo Russell doesn't fit, I don't think that will be a good idea necessarily. So, don't know what they're planning to do. They're probably going to meet with D'Angelo. They're going to meet with Kawhi, or they probably already met with Kawhi. And we'll just see where it goes from there. In other Laker news, the LeBron James agreed to give Anthony Davis or gift him the jersey number 23. So Anthony Davis is going to be wearing number 23 for the Lakers, and I'm assuming LeBron James is going to go back to 6, just like he did with the Heat. Hopefully we'll get some of that Heat LeBron James defense. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where the Lakers are right now. We only got like 3 players under contract, so we're just seeing where we go from there. In other news, we got Kemba Walker plans to sign a 4-year. Is it 140? 4-year, $141 million with the Boston Celtics. But Kemba Walker is out of Charlotte. Reportedly, he's going to be out of Charlotte within the next few days. I'm assuming Kyrie's out of Boston. And so Kemba Walker's going to be Kyrie Irving's replacement. My thoughts on this trade, I think that Kemba Walker is not as high maintenance as a Kyrie Irving. So I do think that he will fit better. I think he's like an upgraded version of Isaiah Thomas when he was on the Boston Celtics. And so, excuse me, if Boston is able to keep, some of those key guys, like Al Horford, I don't know what they're going to do with Gordon Hayward. I'm not sure what his contract is. I think he still is under contract, but I think they can make some noise just because I feel like Kemba Walker will fit in better than Isaiah Thomas, and he'll also fit in better than Kyrie Irving. So it'll be a good fit. I'm happy for Kemba because Kemba, he does deserve some more recognition. He's not going to get any of that in Charlotte. Charlotte don't know what they're going to do with their roster and their team. They're just, and so I think that's a good move for the Boston Celtics. I'm not sure if that's a max. Is that a max? I don't think it's a max for Kemba. Let's see who's eligible for a max. I don't think that 141 is the max. No, it's not. So yeah, so Boston also got to save some money with that. So switching on over, Kyrie Irving, he is reportedly going to sign with the Nets, Brooklyn Nets. I'm not seeing the details of their deal, but they're nearing an agreement. I'm sure we're going to get more of that today. Let me see. It's supposedly a 4-year max deal, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. So Kyrie Irving's going to be going to the Brooklyn Nets, as reported. Throughout the year, he was going to either choose, Brooklyn or New York. He wanted to be in a bigger market like New York or LA. He didn't want to go to the Lakers and not the Clippers. I don't think the Clippers were even pursuing him like that. So he will, become a Brooklyn Net within the next few days. Talks earlier in the season. I don't know if Kevin Durant is going to be joining him. I mean, even this year, it doesn't really mean anything because Kevin Durant's not gonna play. But if Kevin Durant does not join Kyrie Irving on the Nets, I don't really see them making that much noise. I mean, they'll be a playoff team, right? But it's depending on the pieces that they put around Kyrie. It could just be another, a whole Boston thing where he just doesn't, get them through the hump. I think, especially in the Eastern Conference, man. I mean, depending on where Kawhi Leonard goes, obviously, Giannis is going to come back dirty, angry. So is Joel Embiid and the 76ers. So we'll see with the Brooklyn Nets if he does agree to sign with them, which I think he will. He's kind of left Boston in the dark. He didn't really, get them any heads up or talk to them at all. So we'll have to see with the Brooklyn Nets, man. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so keep it up with more of the big names in free agency. The Houston Rockets are trying to pursue and persuade Jimmy Butler to kind of force a trade out of, or demand a trade out of Philly so he can go with the Rockets. They're willing to give up, Clint Capella, Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker to acquire Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler, Chris Paul, and James Harden could work. I think James Harden would have to change up his game a little bit. Is he willing to do that? It's kind of hard to say because I mean he just had one of the greatest offensive seasons in the history of the NBA, averaging 36 points a game. So I'm not sure if he'll change his game up. If he does, that could put the Houston Rockets up there. They will have to replace Clint Capella, who was a good rim protector, Eric Gordon, who was sometimes their second best player on the team, and then PJ Tucker, who was a great defender, which Jimmy Butler can kind of sub in for PJ Tucker because he's a good defender as well. But I personally think, man, Jimmy Butler should. I think if Tobias Harris leaves the 76ers, I think that Jimmy Butler should stay in Philly. I think they have a good chance of making the Eastern Conference Finals next season and potentially the NBA Finals if Joel Embiid comes back more healthy and comes back more serious about his diet and stuff like that, and then he's able to, stay healthy and play up to par, up to his standards throughout the season and the playoffs. But Houston is also, like I said, if James Harden is willing to change his game and he's compare up with him and Chris Paul, that could be a deadly combination as well. So we would just have to wait and see. Let's see, for our Detroit Pistons fans, we got Derrick Rose. Guys might be getting Derrick Rose they're in talks with Derrick Rose for like a 2-year deal. So we'll see. I do think that Derrick Rose needs to get out of Minnesota. I think that he has more potential than what they're giving him. Had a 50-point game this season. He was playing pretty well, but him and Jeff Teague were kind of, the coach didn't know what they were doing with, his minutes and starting coming off the bench, etc., etc. So I do think Derrick Rose needs to get out of Minnesota. I think Detroit would be a good place for him. I think they still have Reggie Jackson on the Pistons, so them two in the backcourt could do a little something, not something too much. But the news: Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. Golden State, right off the rip, before even free agency began, offered him the 5-year max. He's going to take it. 5-year, $190 million to stay with the Golden State Warriors. So Splash Brothers are going to stay intact. Draymond Green is still going to be there for the next season at least. We'll see what Kevin Durant does. Klay Thompson is going to be out for a majority, if not the whole season, this upcoming season, due to his ACL tear. It's kind of an easy pick, right, for Klay Thompson. He fits in perfectly with Golden State. They offer him a 5-year max. He loves it there. I wish they wouldn't have, just so the Lakers could have kind of pursued him. I think he would be the best fit out of any other player for LeBron and AD. It was unfortunate, but I feel like they did mishandle Kevin Durant a little bit. Well, now they got Klay Thompson going as well, so it's going to be really hard for Golden State to make the playoffs next year. Well, I forget if DeMarcus Cousins re-signs with them and he comes back pretty healthy. Steph Curry, DeMarcus Cousins, and Draymond Green could probably get them 7th or 8th seed in the Western Conference, that I would guess. If Kevin Durant leaves, they'll have more space to sign. They'll get a deeper bench. So Kevin Durant leaves, I think that if they get a deeper unit, they'll have a good chance of making the playoffs. But if Kevin Durant decides to stay and he's out for next season and Klay Thompson is out for a majority, it's going to be really hard for them to make the playoffs. All right, so I just got an update actually. The Dallas Mavericks are reportedly planning to give Tobias Harris an offer. So I think that if the Dallas Mavericks, acquire Tobias Harris, they can easily potentially be a top 5, a top 6 team in the Western Conference, given that Kristaps Porzingis comes back healthy. But him, Luka, Tobias Harris, and their supporting cast, that could be a dirty team. Another thing, I wanted to jump back to the Boston Celtics because they have the supposedly deal set in with Kemba Walker. I don't know what they're gonna do about Terry Rozier. I think he's gonna get up out of there because I'm pretty sure that he was probably ecstatic that Kyrie was, getting ready to leave. Then they bring back another point guard to replace Kyrie, And I bet you Terry Rozier thought he was going to be that point guard to replace Kyrie Irving, so that's not going to be the case. So, he has reportedly potential suitors, Indiana Pacers, which I think will be a good spot for him, especially if Victor Oladipo comes back healthy eventually next season. I'm not sure what his injury timetable is looking like. Phoenix Suns and the New York Knicks. I think the Pacers will be the best fit for him. I'm not sure how the Suns. They're supposedly are interested in D'Angelo Russell as well, so there's a potential that he could go there. And the New York Knicks, we don't know what they're gonna do or who they're gonna get. I do think the Indiana Pacers would be a good bet for Terry Rozier in terms of like his offensive skill set. Los Angeles Clippers, they are trying to acquire Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard. I don't think they have the cap space for that, unless they trade some players and free up some space. Kevin Durant, which I don't know why I left him out to start the video, but he's reportedly considering the LA Clippers, the New York Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Golden State Warriors. 4 teams. I don't know where Kevin Durant's going to go. His safest bet will be to stay in Golden State, get that max, rehab, come back, the next season, and put them over the hump again and potentially win a championship, or at least get them in contention for a championship. And that will kind of like show his worth. And because, obviously throughout the whole last season, it was, are the Warriors better without Kevin Durant? Or are they better with Kevin Durant? Which was a stupid argument, because obviously they're better with Kevin Durant, but Golden State could win without Kevin Durant. So the fact that they lost this finals and they're gonna do bad, or they're definitely not getting to the finals next year, in my opinion. If you were to come back the year after and get them in, talks or potentially the finals, it will show his worth. And I will think that he will feel that he's proven himself, and then he'll dip up out of there. Personally, I think Kevin Durant will look good playing with Kyrie with the Nets. That will, have Brooklyn Nets in title contention for sure, especially in the Eastern Conference. But I mean, it just sucks that we have to wait a whole year to kind of see how he's going to fit in whichever team he does decide to stay with or sign with, excuse me. So I don't know, depending on where those two go, Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant, because they're the top 2 free agents, right? It's gonna shake up the league. Kawhi Leonard is gonna shake up the league this year. Kevin Durant's gonna shake it up next year when he's back and healthy, hopefully. Kawhi Leonard, man, it's so hard to determine where he's going to go, honestly, because the hard dude to read, man. Hard dude to read. He reportedly asked to talk with Jeannie Buss and Magic Johnson in a meeting for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's gonna let the Raptors pitch to him as well last, which I don't really know what they can pitch, because they've been, technically pitching to him all season. Free penthouse, all these business opportunities and stuff like that. We'll see though. We'll see. This free agency is starting to shake up. Like I said, it's going to start officially at 6 p.m. So the next few days is going to get real gritty, real grimy, real fast. this podcast up, we got a couple of of lower name free agents. Just kind of want to run by them real quick. So the Jazz are reportedly a huge threat to sign Bogdanovich of the Indiana Pacers, the forward. He came off a pretty good season last season. So it said the Jazz could have a competitive offer on the table as soon as tomorrow, according to sources. So they add Bogdanovich, which is a pretty good defensive player, and they add him to Rudy Gobert. Then you got Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. The Utah Jazz are shaping up to be a threat to the Western Conference as well. Let's see. It says the Rockets there's reports that they're planning to meet with JaVale McGee. I had completely forgot about McGee. He's not under contract with the Lakers. He is a unrestricted free agent. So we got Anthony Davis. I think actually him and JaVale McGee would be a good pairing for the Lakers. So we'll see. Hopefully there's some way that he can stay. He's probably going to ask for more money, especially off the season that he came off of. Let's see. The Bucks are to extend their offer to Malcolm Brogdon. Excuse me. Let's see. He averaged 13, 5, 3 assists, and he was a huge part, especially in their defensive lineup last year. Good 3-and-D guy, so I would definitely try to keep Brogdon if they could. Nikola Vucevic, I don't know how to say his name, of the Orlando Magic. He's set to return to the Orlando Magic. He was actually, before getting Anthony Davis, he was a player that I wanted to get for the Lakers if we weren't able to get AD. He's very underrated in my eyes. I think he's a really, really good all-around player. Last year, he coming off an all-star year, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal a game. So Nikola, Vucevic is a really good underrated player. So kind of bittersweet. Well, we got AD, so I'm not really too mad about that. But he's set to return to the Orlando Magic. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I think I've covered about everything. One more that I forgot. The Los Angeles Lakers are reaching out to Patrick Beverley. They're interested in Patrick Beverley as well and his services. Dude, I think Patrick Beverley would be Patrick Beverley's a good player on any team. He ran into a TMZ reporter, saw this video, and he basically, it doesn't really matter where he plays. He's just looking to secure the bag. So I think if the Lakers are unable to get Kawhi Leonard, I think he will sign him, because we'll have a lot of money in cap space if we don't get Kawhi. We'll be able to get him. I'm all about defense. He's that dog that you want on your team. If we can get him, or if we can get him and Kawhi, Patrick Beverley, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis on defense. So yeah, we did cover everything that I wanted to go over. That will conclude episode 3 of the Prolific Podcast, covering NBA free agency. Like the video. I would appreciate it if you do like the video though. By the time this video goes up, I will be streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Strolific, Twitter, Strolific, Instagram, Strolific. All my social media handles are Strolific, so make sure you follow me, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I got kids feed. I got 10 kids, 10 baby mamas. Alright. Thank you for rocking with me, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Much love. I am out.